Like Margaret stands toe to toe with her, but that's Teresa. That brings me back to when the four of the girls, Danielle Staub, Teresa, Melissa, and Marge came to my fashion show, and she was trying to get all in my face. I was sitting down, and then I stood up face to face with her, called her trash, but she kept looking to go for that glass. She had a drink, and it was in the glass. There was no question she was going to throw it at me, and that's when I flipped the chair. I'm like, I don't freaking need this. I don't need to take this shit from this stupid bitch. And I called them all dirty bitches and kicked them out of my show. I don't need it. Like, get out. And I got to tell your viewers that when we went to leave the room, the Bravo people, Siren people, were blocking the door. They didn't want to let me out. They wanted it to continue. And my friend was a big girl. She kicked the door open.
Wait, you mean after that scene where, that infamous
when I flipped
scene...
the chair, called them all dirty bitches, and I'm storming out, they had the door blocked. My friend kicked the door open. Yeah, they wanted us to continue to fight.
Now, how did they have the door blocked? Was it locked? Was it there a guy standing there? Like, how was it blocked?
Yeah, and then like from the other side, it was both. It was like a guy standing in there, and then somebody on the other side of the door. Now at San Cubana, when I had the fight with Joe Gorga, they had locked the door. They wouldn't let the people out. The security wouldn't let, even my son was there. They wouldn't let him out. They wanted me and Joe Gorga to fight. And that time nobody came out. This time we were able to get out of the door.
And at San Cubano, you tried, and they were just like, the door's locked.
My son tried to get out too, because he heard what was going on outside with me and Joe fighting. So they wouldn't let anybody else outside. No one came to my
because
defense.
Right. You were outside.
I was outside. Right. They wouldn't let anyone from in the show out. It's really amazing. So let me tell you something. Do you remember when Portia from Atlanta dragged, oh my God, who would she drag? I can't think of her name right now. Hold on. The one that twirls. Kenya. So Portia jumps up. She grabs Kenya by the back of her hair and drags her across the stage. My friend, Carlos King, who's the producer, he was our producer when this happened on RHONJ for the first 2 years we were on. He actually picked up, not Kenya, picked up Portia, because Portia had a breakdown after she did that, actually picked her up and carried her up the stage. These things get heated. And I believe that, like everyone's saying in this last thing that you sent me, this article, that we haven't seen the best of it yet. And Teresa's an animal. She cannot control herself, everyone. She cannot control herself. If I would have let her, she would have thrown the glass, okay? No one's going to throw a glass at me. And even when I was on the stage the last time when I did Clink Clink, I said, listen, because Andy kept looking at me. I'm looking at him like, this Kim D is not going to tolerate this behavior. She kept jumping up off the couch, like wanting to. I'm like, listen, you sit your ass back down on that couch. You get up one more time and you're going back where you belong. Clink, clink. She gets out of her mind. Look at the way she threw Andy, like a rag doll, trying to get at Danielle. She's not right. She's not right. People that she's not right in the head. People who do that are not right.
So you think, because there is, for everyone who hasn't seen it, there is this article now that there's going to be security at the New Jersey reunion, which is filming, I guess now, like this late in this month, which the month's over. You think the security is 100% for Teresa?
Yes. Yeah. And I think they're filming in a week or two. I think they're filming.
That's like what I mean. It's like there's only 10 days left of the month, or 5 days left of the month.
But this is the thing. They get to see the episodes. When I did the first reunion, I didn't see what Joe Gorga was calling me after I went back in. They brought me and Kristen, they put me up in a brigada, and they gave me the DVDs to watch. And we watched the DVDs. We're like, what was he doing? Like, is he out of his mind? So when I went to go on stage, I was locked and loaded. I was ready to rip him to pieces until Andy Cohen asked me to, because he apologized for 20 minutes. Kristen was there. I made Kristen come with me. She, stood in the wings. Joe Gorga for like 20 minutes to me. Oh yeah. He apologized. But you know what? They can't control. She cannot control herself. She cannot control herself. So they need security, because you never know what's going to happen. You just don't, because she's a live wire. You saw the way she gets so heated. Any little thing, she freaks out.
I wonder if Andy's going to say, welcome, ladies. And if you notice off to the left, there's security. I mean, listen, she pushed him. He's probably like, we need security. Or I don't know. Is it because of last night? Watch What Happens. Did Margaret say to him after they filmed, please get security? I wonder.
No, I think they would all say get security. I'm sure they all said, listen, I am not going to be on stage with this. I'm not even going to call her an animal because I have animals that I love. They're not violent. She is violent and she can snap at any time. And it's not fair to these girls to have to worry about violence. Violence is unacceptable in any way, shape, or form. Look what's going on in the world. I mean, and then this girl wants to get violent. She goes in people's faces. She storms them. No.
Well, I mean, the only two that I guess she would get violent with would be Tracy or Margaret, I assume.
Hey, listen, unless Jackie opens her mouth and says something too, anything is possible with her. Anything is possible. Anything.
I mean, listen,
anything.
She came in hot last night. She came in hot to that forest scene, whatever the hell it is. She was like, and I love how like at the house and there, Dolores's face. Dolores,
yeah.
Here's the thing. You know how I say here that I'm not scared of anyone and I'll fucking tear everyone to pieces, but I tell you that I'm scared of Dolores. Is Dolores scared of fucking Teresa?
Dolores is probably afraid for her job. Because when you really go against Teresa, look what happened to Jacqueline. Look what happened. You know, I mean, there's a lot of people. Look what happened to Kathy, Rosie. You know, there's a fine line with Teresa. There's a fine line. Like Margaret's holding up the show because she's the only one that got balls enough to go with Teresa and say, listen, we hear what you're saying. And we did say it to your face. You just act like an animal. You know what I mean? Like you're violent. She basically told her last night, we did say it to your face, but you stomped your feet like a little girl. So I give kudos to Margaret, man. She's, telling it like it is. And Teresa, it's not even like they called Teresa a name or they said that, they're talking about what everyone knows about Luis. Everyone knows this. This isn't a big top secret. The world knows this now. So, but God forbid you talk about, it's too freaking bad. Who are you, Teresa Giudice, that somebody can't talk about some guy you're seeing that for 1 year? You know nothing about him.
Another housewife, we don't need to mention who, but another housewife from another franchise texted me last night this article on page 6 about Luis and that he's being sued. And literally she was like, I mean, I don't think I should reveal these things she was like, she was like, poor Teresa. And then she was like, he seems like a great guy on the show. He's really in love with her.
No, 2 ears, 1 mouth. I'm going to get up and walk away. No, he doesn't. Their first date, he was making fun of her eyelashes. He said she was older than him. No, you have to look for the signs. No.
Margaret pointed that out. She was like, how is he? I told you that scene really